All right, we're gonna work on this again today. I know you probably get burned out of seeing the same stuff over and over again, but yeah, I got more that I want to do to it, and so that's gonna happen right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. This is the 4150 white that we bought probably about a month ago now. And we've been doing just little things to make it better. You know, we updated some things. We found missing parts like a screen on the front. We added the dipstick, which was a service update. We added pressure lube monitoring system. That was an update. And, you know, we've changed fuel filter. We need to change engine oil, but we haven't got there yet. And we've been doing other things, like one of the first things we did was make battery cables. And so we're not done back here. There's some stuff that we have not given attention. For my battery cutoff is just kind of hanging out in the air, and that ain't good for nobody. We need to make us a bracket to boulder right there. That's the way I designed it. So it may be like this, you know. We'll figure it out. We got enough cable that it will go pretty well wherever. But we got to do that or we'll forget about it and rip it off of there. Secondly, our battery hold down system has a lot to be desired. It's a wooden stick. That ain't gonna work. So what I've done is I took this piece of angle iron and I cut it the appropriate length where it should match up with holes in the battery box, and we'll bend us up some bolts or something and make it where it pulls it, you know, 45 degrees down, see, like this, and hold them against there. That's the way it is on the other one. And I already started doing this and I messed up. I should have drilled 2 holes first and then sawed through to connect them, and I did the opposite thing. I sawed some slots, and I need to get those chunks out. And it'd be a lot easier to just drill some holes and then knock the piece out. So we will tinker with that here shortly. And also, we need to make sure, I've been making so many battery cutoffs for people. My piece of steel I've always used is about gone. So we're gonna have to check that out and see if we got enough to make this happen. All right, I got this done. I'll clean that up a little bit with that little grindstone thing. What am I trying to say? Burr bit. And then we'll paint that black and it'll be ready to go. I found another piece of steel, just like what I was using. I remember what that is now. That was a brace to the markers on that Alice Chalmers planter I had. Whenever that guy came and bought it, he didn't want the markers. So I've been sawing them up for projects, you know. But we'll cut off a slice here. We'll punch a hole in it for our switch. That's what I'm trying to say. We'll bend it and then we'll measure our 2 holes for that. I probably should drill a hole through it first, and then that would make it easier to torch. However, I think that this steel does not drill well. I can't remember that for a fact, but I'll find out here in a second. Then we'll make this happen. All right, I got this made, roughly. Now we need to just make sure of some things, you know. Well, we need to figure out how our bolt pattern's gonna go. This is also burning hot still, so I'm gonna have to be careful. I'm also gonna have to get myself in there better because there's no way I can do anything as is. I also want to double check and make sure that this will fit through the watch-a-me. And of course that is a Phillips head, so I got to get the Phillips head screwdriver, which I know. All right, friends. I don't know what's happening, but I think it's possible that I'm getting fatter. I know the fair didn't help, but still. All right. And just my luck, somebody will probably come over here while I'm gone and move the tractor and knock this screw away, and I'll never find it again. That's about right. Just want to make sure that this will go through there. It will. I thought so. So that struggle bus part is done. Now, I guess first thing we should have done is make sure those bolts will come out of there. Let's lay that aside and take them out. I think it's just bolted to the frame of that behind there, so it's not going to be a big deal. But I got to make sure there's enough. See, I don't want that to happen. That might be my flaw in my plan. If I go up, it's going to interfere with the side panel though. But I really didn't want. I mean, I think it'll still stay. This is getting kind of weak as far as stretchiness goes. I might have to investigate getting a new one to make it a little bit better. That's kind of a nasty mess. We'll probably wire wheel that off before we're done. And we'll probably drop our tools. It's just amazing how much worse it is to work on something when you just can't get there. Almost. You can almost get there, but not quite. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to get there where we can see what we're doing, but I don't think we're gonna do it. I wanted to get to the center, but I don't know if I did that or not. Can I even see the marks I made? Yeah, okay, I missed that one by a little bit. We'll get it. We'll get it. All right, I'm visualizing what has to be done. Sometimes the thought process for me takes a while, and I have to cut that out because it's just moments of silence while I'm staring at something. But I'm going to drill some holes and we'll see how this matches up. All right, we're going to test this out. Maybe if I can get in there. We're going to see if these holes line up. Again, I just can't quite maneuver. Also, a cool thing, those bolts are so short, I'm not even going to be able to try it. I was hoping I could, you know, get them started just so that I knew for sure. Also, this piece of metal is still burning off. Will that go? Yes, it will. Okay, so longer bolts are definitely in order. As long as these start. I think it will. Something doesn't look kosher there, but I'm pretty sure that's gonna work. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want. And that'll go in there like such. So I will, let's take this back off. So I will get this cleaned up and painted, and I will get that other piece cleaned up and painted. And I will try in town after a while to get longer bolts for that and something for that. I know they usually, I don't know if the hardware store has it, but I've seen like long carriage bolts. That would be acceptable. All I need to do is pull it through that hole and then bend it 45 degrees so it sticks out this way, and I think that would be what I want. And they usually have a lot of thread, so if I can find those, that'll be what I want, I think. Then we can get rid of that wood, which isn't the greatest. But I'll get this stuff ready to go, and I'll bring you back when we're ready for assembly. All right, definitely one of our next adventures is going to be cosmetics, because that cab looks pretty pathetic, but we'll get there. Okay, we're going to try to start putting some of this outfit together. I hope. And it's going to be so much fun trying to get through here, but we'll make it happen, friends. That's what we do. We make stuff happen. That's pretty good. Let's get wrench. All right. Part of it is done. Put this in there like that there. Sure would be cool to see what I was doing, but that just ain't in the cards. You can either reach it or you can see it, but that's the way she goes. There we go. I'll have to go get the adjustable wrench, I think. That's off, which is fine. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, usually I like the handle to point straight up when it's on, but in this case it's not gonna fly that way. But that's okay. Okay. I think that will work. Now we're gonna put this on. So in this case, it's gonna be straight up and down when it's off, which is okay too. There we go. Ah, there. All right, this is done. Take a look at it from the front side. Yeah. So that's mounted out of the way. That's ready to go. Now we're going to tackle the finishing of our battery box. Now you see, I was able to find some stuff in town. However, it was 1/2 inch and not 3/8, which is going to be okay because that's what the holes in my piece I made turned out to be. Just got to make sure that they're long enough. My plan is to drill out that hole, stick them through there, and I think that's going to work. If I drill out those 2 holes there, there's one on each side. They're probably drain holes, but they're not going to be anymore. They'll be big enough to still let stuff by. But yeah, I guess if I was real good, I could drill out a hole 45 degrees in that corner and then stick these through like such, and that'll hold it right like it is. And it being 1/2 inch, it's going to be strong enough that it's not going to, yeah, it's just going to be stronger, that's what I'm saying. But the nice thing is I got to probably take the batteries out, or at least slide them very much around to do this. I don't know if I'll be able to maneuver it or not. Let's get this stupid piece of wood off of here. I don't remember where that front one goes through. I don't think that's gonna work, my idea there. This one here, okay. This back one here might be threaded into that. That might be a threaded hole. I'm not sure. think it is. Which is fine. But, you see, we're gonna suffer there. Some people are gonna be like, why didn't you just use all thread to do it? Well, this is why. Look at how pathetic this looks, for one. All thread looks cheap, it bends. I don't really like to use all thread unless there is no other humanly possible way, you know. I bet one of these will go here now, if I get a lock washer for it. We're recycling, see, we're using bolts from other places to make the tractor better than it was. Recycling. We'll put this here. See if that's long enough. Yeah, okay, be in my way. That's fine. There. Yeah, the front one is going to be sadness. And I just bet that what I'm going to end up doing here is taking the whole darn thing apart, which I don't want to have to do. And what I'm talking about is taking the batteries out. I don't want to have to take the batteries out to do this. See what's going on up there? That's kind of unhandy for getting stuff loose. So what I'm trying to do now is get two nuts sandwiched together here. It's not going to work though. I could potentially back this out, but I don't know that it's going to go. Oh, hey, awesome. It's going. How lucky we are that that's not seized up in that. Because if it was, I don't think there's much we could do. That's nice. Take our other recycle bolt, which may not be long enough at all. I just saw something else that's super cute. I'm gonna have to probably get a socket to put that one in, because I don't know if I'll be able to get this. I'm not making much progress here, see, is what I'm saying. Kind of, but not really. All right. Old junk removed. I just noticed another farmer fix here. That's nice. Didn't even bend it over, really. So we'll probably have to address that when that falls out in the field. But we're gonna try to drill. I'll go get the drill bit. We're gonna try to drill us a hole in both corners there. And then I think maybe we'll get this project wrapped up. All right, I got one done. To be honest, I wanted to make sure it was gonna work before I did that, but it will. Magic smoke. I'll show you. Let's clean out some of this trash. If my brain wasn't the size of a turnip, I might be able to accomplish things. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. It's okay. We'll make it go. It's not going to the state fair. And if it was, it'd be there next to a number 2 co-op, and that'll make anything look good. Ouch! That really hurt, taking that right to the kneecap. All right, slide the batteries back down. Now we're getting somewhere. What riveting footage this must have been. You know, a fat guy abusing a battery tray. Sure. But I think we're finally on the downhill stroke of this project. What we need to do now is tighten her down till it cracks the plastic on the batteries. Then we know we're getting into the sweet spot. You know? Sure. I think that'll hold nicely. Also, whilst we're here, let's tighten these back up. I've been stealing that battery for different projects, and we're done doing that. We're not going to steal this expensive battery anymore. We'll go buy another one if we have to. Actually, the only reason we'll do that is because now we've made it harder to steal it. And that's fine. All right. I think we got us something, friends. It's definitely nicer than this wooden stick. So, all you people in the comments who were screaming about how the wooden stick wasn't going to work, I told you that wasn't going to be the permanent solution. That was just what was there, and we were just going with what was there until we had time to make the right thing. Well, that's another little bit off of our project list. Not that that was a lot or that it was interesting, but we're getting a little closer each day to making this a usable machine. And that's what we want. We want to be able to hop on it and go and do different things. We want to be able to take it to the field and use it with that 226 field cultivator. So anyway, what we did today was just another step on that journey. And yeah, it's got a lot of little things it needs. So we're straightening them out a little at a time without breaking the bank. You know, maybe if we quit buying tractors and just focus on the ones we got that need stuff, we would get done with projects faster. But whenever something comes and it's a good deal, it's hard to turn that down. So, but this one is coming along, and we'll just keep doing things as we get time and find things, you know, because we still probably haven't discovered everything that we need yet. One thing we do need to do is kind of totally service it, because we don't know anything about anything of its history. But anyway, this winter we're going to tackle the back end of sadness and get that all cleaned up. Hoses and rebuild valves, looks like, reseal. Just go through whatever we find back here to make that more better. At some point in our life, we will find another PTO unit of a 2255, change that over to dual speed, so we have 540, and yeah, just keep making her better. Steering cylinder, that's going to need rebuilt. That'd be a good winter time affair, but she's coming along, friends. We're getting down to cosmetics, and when we get to that point, then we know we've got something, you know. If all we have left to do is make it look pretty, then we should have a good machine. So I guess we'll call this one here, and we'll see what we come up with for the next one. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me how dumb you think I am. Or if by some slim chance you liked it, say that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.